Hi guys. Hi guys, it's your girl aka Lotus Spice, and today we have so much things to talk about. But today we're gonna talk about finance. Yes guys, so if you're a migrated to the US, unlike me, when I just migrated, it felt so weird and a little bit clueless. So I'm here to break it down, yes, to make it easy for you, so you won't have to go through that clueless feeling like fish out of water like me back then. So guys, let's dive deep down into things. So today we're gonna talk about financial practice 101 after migrating to the USA. And one of the things that is big is what you think it is, guys. Yes, we're not accustomed to all this money in credit card being offered to us. Credit card. Like when I came to the US, the usage of credit card and being encouraged to use credit card like it's your own was a thing high on the list, guys. I'm telling you, especially if you're coming from a country where credit card is not so big on the list. Yes, it is there, but it's not a big thing as it is here in the US. You literally feel like a fish out of water. So I have some key points, right, to share with you how to deal with such. Because once again, I know, yes, I've been there. It's gonna feel foreign to you. The usage of credit card, how not to get caught up, and how to be successful using credit card. Yes, it's possible to be successful using credit cards. It's possible, guys. So let me share some of the few tips that I've used, and also many other individuals that I've used to be successful with the usage of credit card. So once again, once you migrate to the USA, you're gonna realize that credit card will be offered to you. Now, the credit cards that are offered to you, guess what? Sorry to burst your bubble, but credit cards is not your money. No, it's not your money. Guess whose money it is? Yes, it's the bank's money. So because of that, no matter how much credit card you get, no matter how much offer is offered to you, guess what? Yes, you're expected to pay back the bank's money. Now, a lot of persons may make the mistake on wanting to pay back the bank with the least amount of money that they suggest. While you can do it and it may seem okay, it's not a good practice, right? It's not a good practice. You want to make sure that whenever you use your credit cards, guys, even if you have the money and you want to increase your credit score quickly, because when you migrate, you're going to start very low with your credit history, so you won't have much of a credit report or credit number. So you want to increase it as quickly as possible for whatever it is that you have planned to do and wanting to do. So use those credit cards, yes, but make sure a good practice is to pay back the money. Whatever you use on it, pay it back. And even if you don't pay back the full money, it's a good thing to pay back as much as possible. Yes, guys, that's a good practice. So number one is credit card is not your money. Okay? It's the bank's money, and yes, you're expected to pay it back. Moving along. Number two is avoid taking all credit cards that are offered to you. Once again, avoid taking them all. Now, a good number, I would say, and some of you may differ. You can drop a comment below, share if you differ or you think differently. But 2 to 3 credit cards is a good and a safe number to have. And when I say 2 to 3 credit card, that don't mean you necessarily have to actively using all 2 to 3. You may do a one purchase here or a big purchase on 2 and 3, and make sure even if you have the cash, pay it back in lump sum, just to get that score going. Remember, you're a newbie in this new country. You may have little to no credit score and you want to build it up. Yes, go ahead, use your credit card and use your raw cash to pay it back quickly, or in 2s or in 3s, because you want a history to form. So it shows that whenever you borrow money, you pay it back. Because remember what we spoke about in 1, it's not your money, it's borrowed money from the bank. Yes. So again, 2 to 3 credit cards from the bank, that is. And say 1 merchandise credit card, because some of you may realize when you buy clothes, like you have many different stores, big brand, I don't want to call it a name because of the advertisement. So sometimes you may see they offer you, when you're cashing out your goods, whether clothes, whatever it is, they may offer you less money for if you take their credit card. And those are like merchandise credit card. No, I wouldn't too quick to take merchandise credit card. Some merchandise credit card which I think are good credit cards to take is, for example, furniture. You're a migrant, you're gonna want furniture. Those are great merchandise credit cards to take. But to say clothes, I'd be a little bit weary on that, guys. Because once again, it's not your money. You have to pay back some way, shape, or form, right? And while clothes is important, we all know that's not necessarily a major necessity, right? So furniture is a good one. So 2 to 3 bank from the bank, credit cards, and say 1 merchandise, furniture. That's a good one, right? Well, they have your furniture money waiting. You don't have to use the cash. You can use that credit card and then use the cash to pay it back. Okay, guys? So moving along. And number 3 is you want to ensure you avoid not paying the most you can on this money. Do not listen to the recommendation oftentimes by the bank to pay the least amount of money on these cards. No, it's not necessarily a good practice once again. If you think differently, drop a comment below, share your experience, share your opinion, and tell me if you have been beneficial paying the least amount. Because the longer you take to pay back these credit, oftentimes is the more money the bank gets. Because you have something called APR, right? And when I go a little bit further, APR will come up. So I'll hold a bit on APR, okay? But again, you don't want to pay the least amount of money recommended by the bank. Pay the most as much as possible and pay off this credit card as quickly as possible, because the APR, once again, can be your worst enemy, okay? And have you paying sometimes even twice the amount of money that you've actually used on the credit card. All right? So pay as much money as you can, not the least, okay? All right. Now, one of the oldest trick with credit cards is those credit cards that may come in your mailbox, or those credit cards that are offered to you telling you that you have 12 to 24 months, even sometimes 36 months, until they start charging you APR. Yeah, it sounds good, right? While it may sound good, guys, you have to be mindful that if you're going to use a credit card like that, make sure you have plans to pay back that money as quickly before that 12 to 24 months or 36 months. Yes, guys, because guess what's going to happen? And here we're going to talk about APR. Remember I brought that up earlier? Yes. This is where I'm going to shed some light on APR. So APR oftentimes is usually say 15 to 20%. Some bank even say 22%. And this is the amount of money that the bank is going to charge you extra on what you use on the card, plus 15 to 22% of what you use they're going to add on your monthly statement. So imagine you use $10,000, right? And the bank is going to charge you 15 to 20% APR, right? So you're looking at roughly $200 extra on that $1,000 that you use on the credit card is going to be added. Imagine, But in the same breath, they may be telling you, oh, just only pay $150. You see the problem? So you're going to take years if you should only be paying $150. But yet still, they're charging you $200 extra on this $1,000 because they have an APR, say after 12 to 24 months or 36 months, which you're going to add to your bill. So the best way to counter effect such situation is to ensure that you pay off all that money on your card before that 12 to 24 or 36 months is up. That's the best way. If you have something to do and you know what, I'm going to use this credit card and I need some time. I don't want to pay back no interest, but I can take the 24 to 36 months. And I in myself, though, I'm going to find myself with some form of money, some way, whatever it is. Maybe you're going to get bonus and this money is going to come one way or the other. And you're willing to use this credit card before the 12 to 24 months or 36 months, then go ahead. But make sure you have that money coming from somewhere. And if you don't have that money coming from somewhere, another best thing to do is just use what you can pay back. Ignore the 12 to 24 months or the 36. Ignore it. Because it's a trap. Yes, it's a trap, guys. Unless you want to pay 2 times the amount of money that you use on that card, or even sometimes 3 times, depending on how long you're going to take to pay back. And if you listen to them just paying that little bit minimal money that they recommend on a monthly basis, then go ahead. Otherwise, use what you can afford on these cards, okay? Do not get caught up in that 12 to 24 months or 36 months. It's a trap. Literally a trap. Unless you know, again, you're gonna get some money some way along the line soon before this time comes around, and you'll be able to clear that credit card or lower it to the lowest possible amount, then fine, by all means. But do not use what you can't afford to repay in good time before that 12 to 36 months out. So guys, avoid those cards that are sent in your mailboxes offering you a large sum of money in credit card. Oftentimes, especially as a migrant, if you're not very familiar with the system, because a lot of times it is just said, oh, use those credit cards, use these credit cards, that's how you're going to build your score. Yes, use those credit cards, but remember again, guys, it's not your money, you have to pay it back. And although it is encouraged to use those credit cards and these cards are coming to you, whether you can pay it back or not, somehow the bank is going to locate your address, right, and send these mails to you. So unlike some countries where you have to prove that you can pay back and you have to show a salary that you can pay back, oftentimes that's not the case. Credit cards are sent to you and offered to you in large sums of money, regardless if your salary reflects that you can pay back. And what happened to a lot of us is that we get caught up because we're not accustomed to all this money in credit card being offered to us. So we get caught up. Please avoid that mistake, guys. Once again, the more money, the larger the sum is, the bigger is the APR. And that's how oftentimes individuals are trapped. You come with a new slate to the US and you find yourself trapped in debt. As it is said, 1 in 4 persons in the US is in unimaginable debt. Imagine that, guys. So please, the larger the sum, the higher the APR. The more money you spend on that card, the higher your APR. Oftentimes 15 to 22%, whatever it is, calculate it, and you'll get the amount you're paying extra. And over time, you find yourself paying 2 times, 3 times this money. Oftentimes, if you're paying the least amount, that's when you also get trapped and tricked. And remember, you're always going to have needs. As long as you're living, you're going to have wants and needs. So imagine how this debt hanging over your head and things in life still happening and occurring. Before you know it, you're deep down. You're in debt, knee deep in debt. And that's how a lot of us individuals here in the US find themselves depressed, right? A lot of us coming from countries where we don't know or have no idea or no clue about depression. Yeah, but I kid you not. Oftentimes when you come to some of these first rounds, that's when you know about depression. Yes, and a lot of time it's through finances or because of finances. Now be mindful, right? And the key takeaway is, remember that credit card is not your money. Regardless if you want to build your score, only spend what you can afford to repay in good time and quick time. And be wary of those APR. Be wary also of those cards that allow you 12 to 24 months or 36 months before they start charging APR, because the trick is for you to be trapped. You spend large sum of money thinking, oh, I'm not paying back APR, whatever it is, and I have X time. Before you know it, it's that time. And these are the things that oftentimes the banks loves, because that's how they win. And on the flip side, that's how you lose. So thanks for stopping by. That's sort of the chit chat today, and that was finance. I have so much more coming up where finance is concerned, because that's a big deal, especially as a migrant. Like, join me here and we'll continue to break these steps down, because I know, right, when I came it was so confusing. It was so much taking in: job, money, children, school. Yes, I've been there, guys. So continue stopping by and we continue to chit chat. Thanks for joining. To all my subscribers, thank you. To all my new subscribers, thanks for joining. And to those who are just stopping by to see what's happening over here, thank you. Peace.